times. 15. I was 15-year-old. I was 15 years old when the man I would call my dad took me in. I didn't know Koree from anyone. I was in trouble and looking for a way out of my home for personal reasons. And he took me in. It wasn't easy. Dad didn't see a lot of rules. And maybe I should have went first. No, wait, here. Hold this.
Okay.
Dad didn't set a lot of rules,
Yep.
and I kind of didn't want him anyways. I met my new brother, Cody, when I was 15. It was short-lived, but I enjoyed his company. Dad was always there when I needed him to be. Getting pregnant with my first son, Dad definitely wasn't happy. About it, but he was so great to me and him. I remember one specific trip he took when I was pregnant. We also had another pregnant woman with us and decided he was going to go take a trip with Dad to Florida. Bad idea taking pregnant women to Florida. We drove up crazy with that trip, with how many times we had to stop and pee. Dad gave me away at my wedding. I keep losing my spot. My biological father was supposed to be there, but I let him know that my dad, Koree, would be the one giving me away. Guess who didn't show up for me? My biological father wasn't there. It's okay, my dad would. Dad didn't do a lot of social media or phone or anything, laugh out loud. He stayed on his game most days after work. Chelsea got a thing when Dad moved in with Christina. I was kind of hurt, so I was like, nah, that's my dad, you can't have him. However, I knew that the sis needed help, and I knew Dad would make her mom back on us. I'm glad Dad was with her and the kids at the end. He had a house full of people that was his family, that he loved. Dad was full of stories. He was full of life, but heaven forbid he actually went to a doctor or anything for his health. With that being said, let's sideline for a minute, please. We all know our body. Every last one of us in here knows that something's going on. If something feels off, please, I know we stress bills. We stress how we will cover things. But remember, having a bill go to collections is better than your family fearing you. Dad, you will always be in my heart. I'll kick your ass when we meet again. I know you didn't believe, but I have to hold on to something and believing that I will see you again. Please punch one for me. Know that you are truly so very missed. We love you down here. We're up there. You know, wherever he's at. Gonna get it light. Gotta keep it light, Dad. I miss your stories. I'll miss seeing you when I come down home to visit. Life won't be the same.
Amen.
So,
Good job. Good job, they love it. Good job. I'm the mama.
I'm not going to stand up here and give some perfect polished speech, because honestly, that's not my dad. Nope. My dad was a lot of things. He was simple in some ways and really complicated in others. He was the kind of man who could build just about anything, fix what was broken, and figure things out without making a big deal about it. He was incredibly smart, the kind of smart where he didn't need to prove it to anyone. He often spoke multiple languages, or he even spoke multiple languages, which if you ever heard him yelling in German, he's mad and you need to run.
Yes.
German run. He loved his dogs. He grew up on a farm, loved animals. He went to college and served time in the National Guard as an Army Ranger. He drove big rigs and loved the open road. He loved his coffee, and I mean really loved his coffee.
All day long.
It's the best thing on earth for him. But more than all of that, he was generous in ways that mattered. One thing I'll never forget is that he showed up for my girls. This wonderful building that we're in, my dad has paid for my kids to be here for 5 years. With never questioning the amount of money that was paid. Never. He made sure that they could be in the place that they love. It's not something small, especially for my daughters. That's him quietly saying, I've got you, and I've got them. He didn't say a lot, but when he did, it meant something. If you knew him, you also knew he had his own words too. Whether it was, his own world, I'm sorry. Whether it was yeah. Whether it was gaming or just doing his own thing, he walked his own path. He always did. There was his grandkids, and that was it for him. That was his joy, where you saw the softest, happiest version of him. My dad loved wolves, and the more I think about it, it makes sense. Wolves are loyal, they protect their own. They're strong, they don't follow the crowd, and they're free. That was him. Not perfect, not easy, but real, strong, and ours. There's no way to sum up a whole life in a few minutes, but I know this. He loved in his own way, he showed up in his own way, and he mattered more than words could explain. So today isn't just about saying goodbye. It's about remembering him exactly as he was. The strong, stubborn, pain in the ass man that stepped into my life and became the father that I never knew I needed. And I like to think that wherever he is now, he has his coffee. He's at peace, and his spirit is finally exactly where it belongs. Wild, free, and running with the wolves.
And still gaming.
Most of you probably heard about me. I'm Anthony. I'm Koree's youngest, and apparently the spitting image of him. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase this first part of my speech because I've already touched on a bit of it. Me and Koree never really had much of a relationship. I hadn't seen him since I was 4 years old. I'm 34 now. The only time I'd seen him in that time frame was when Cody bugged the hell out of me to get on FaceTime with him so I could see Dad while he was in the hospital. With that, there was no animosity from me towards him because he'd missed out on 30 years of my life. And during that time frame, I joined the Marines, got married and divorced in a 2-year period. Deployed to Afghanistan and ended up moving back home to Montana. And that's where I live today. But he knew how hurt I was, and he apologized, and I could see the truth in his eyes, even though at that time he couldn't really talk. But I forgave him, and as soon as I did, I felt a giant weight.
I say everything. I say everything.
Felt just a giant weight come off my chest. And then I found out I had 2 sisters I didn't even know nothing about. With that, I'm not going to hold any animosity towards him. I know he loved me and apparently never shut up about me, to everybody that he knew. So, thank you, everybody, and I'm looking forward to hearing your stories about my father. And
God bless.
first time I've gotten emotional about a death in a long time. So, just thank you, everybody, for being here, and I hope you get to know each of you a little bit here and there.
No, we thank you for being here.
It was in the middle of everything. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm completely deaf. I'm son of my father, Koree. And
Can you speak louder? Please louder. Get a microphone.
I don't have, but I will talk louder.
Okay.
Okay, so I was the first son of my father, and I was born fully deaf. So all my family is here, and I'm the only deaf one. So I want to say hi, everyone. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for all my brothers, for sharing your stories, my brothers and sisters. So after hearing all of your stories, seeing the memories, I'm learning more about your stories than about my dad. I'm getting a full picture of his face, of who he was. And I don't have that growing up. I didn't have that. So seeing all these different pieces of your stories, I'm now getting a full picture of my father and who he was. Because I wanted to say a story from my heart. There are people who know my father in a way that I didn't know him. They had more time with him. They have more memories with him. They have more moments together with him. And I'm not against that or anything. I'm honestly really, I don't bring any anger or any resentment with that. If everything, I'm so thankful for all of you for taking care of my father and being there when I couldn't be here. So thank you all when I disappeared. I got to understand him more now than previously. So my experience with him is a little bit different. So Anthony, he's my brother, as you know, we had the same kind of feeling as we didn't have any contact with our father. We don't have any negative feelings about him or anything like that, but we had the same experience. Similar experiences. So the last time I saw my dad, I was 19 years old, and that was when I lived with my father. Or maybe I was 10. I don't remember the exact age, actually. But previously, I was about 15 or 16 years old, and it was very brief. I met him, I got to greet him, I said hi, and then I left. So I don't have any memories with him. Honestly, I would say that I kind of disappeared, and it hurt. It hurt me, because it's like, I didn't have that father figure in my life that I needed. He was here. He didn't teach me how to, do life, how to fix things, boat, drive a truck. All of those memories I never got to experience. At the same time, I'm learning that I am fortunate. I consider myself fortunate because previously, before he left, Tabitha, Anthony, and Christina, we finally got to come together in the hospital to see my father one last time all together. So I consider myself fortunate for that. And in that moment, I felt it was a very important moment. I felt that kind of strong connection that I've never felt before. So I remember when I was 19, I went to one of Dad's parties for Dad's job. And so we went out to his work to celebrate something related to a big truck company. So I went there and I socialized with everyone. And I was only 19 years old. This is a key important part, okay? I was 19 years old, so we were socializing with everyone and we were drinking alcohol. And I know many different kinds. So my father was like, hey, go ahead, have a drink. I was like, okay. So I had one drink which came into several. So by the time I got to my second drink, I blacked out. I blacked out. Just like that. Just like that. 10 minutes into the party, I blacked out. So my father decided he was going to bring me home. And by the time my father had taken me out of his truck and I stood up, I literally threw up all over. But luckily it didn't hit him. It didn't hit his shoes. It just got right on the ground. I just missed him. So it literally went right on his, a little bit on his pants, a little bit on his shoes. But I was so embarrassed. I remember that. I will remember that forever. And then by the time I went to bed and I woke up, my father had set up everything that, you know, I realized what a real father should be. He set up medication, made sure I had water, made sure I had some light food, made sure that I had medication for headaches or a hangover. And I realized, I was like, oh, that's a very important father figure over to me because I've never had a moment like that before. You know, up till now and previously up until then, I never had that type of experience with him. He accepted me for who I am, fully. Death, illness, nothing. He accepted me for who I was, no conditions, and I'm so grateful for that. And the more I think about him, the more that I realize that we are similar in a lot of ways. We love wolves. Because wolves are strong, they're independent, a little bit distant sometimes, but they're loyal in their own way. He protected his own way for his family. He lived his life in his own terms, and I recognize that. And he was real. Was he perfect? No. But this is a story of our life, and our life isn't easy. But all the years that we've been separated, and we haven't had anything to say, I still have the love for him that's still there. Our love is still there between us, despite the years of distance and not being together. Today's not about goodbyes, but it's about holding on to what we do have. It's about recognizing the man he was. Not just the pain, but who he was, the truth, who he really was. For me, that truth, I didn't have him when I was growing up. And in that moment I did have with him, I realized that really meant something. He was real, and that really mattered, those moments that I did have with him. And I believe wherever he is now, he's at peace. And I will hold that memory inside of him for every day, and that feeling.
Hold it, sure. Hold it.
I know that he's with me, and I like to believe wherever he is finally at peace. There's no distance. He's just free. But, well, maybe with a coffee in his hand to wherever he goes. I'll be. But, and in that moment, I feel that his spirit hits him. So thank you, Dad. I love you.
Alright, I'm being straight up. I was forced up here. I didn't plan anything out. Papa was my best friend.
Okay.
You're okay, baby. Come on.
Okay, it's okay.
Spit it up, KK. He's looking at you. Tell me he's strong as your mouth. And he's here with you. He's here with you. Just do it. Look at me.
Come over here.
I went in for everything. Mom and Dad pissed me off. I was right there on that doorstep. I walked in that room. Man, let me tell you what the fuck my mom and Dad did. And honestly, oh, I'm sorry. They're joking. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's no filtering languages. You speak whatever you want.
That was said by the son, so whatever you want to say.
Sorry.
There's the only one out here.
Middle one,
Okay.
yeah.
Boy problems. That was right there. Anything I didn't feel comfortable going to my parents to. I was right there. He talked crap about mom and dad with me all the time. We made fun of them constantly. I was having problems in school. I called him. I didn't want to be at school. I called him. he signed me out with a mom and dad like 35.
That goes back to him, you know, having women in there.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't look back at any memory with him that wasn't good. I can't place my finger on a favorite memory either. It was either talking crap about mom and dad together, talking crap about boys, or constantly fighting. That was mine and his biggest thing too. If there was screaming and banging, it was 9 times out of 10 me and him. He will be missed a lot, but he's in a better place, actually. Maybe. Maybe on that one.
He's anything like me, probably not.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. I don't have much to say though.
Thank you, baby.
Not to bring up the whole house story, but I was on that trip to Florida. Anybody got taste? I was on that trip before. That was the longest drive to Miami I've ever been on in my entire life. Like, Koree and I drank a gallon of coffee apiece. We're good. Every 5 minutes, per minute. I mean, pull over for one. 10 minutes later, pull over for the next one. Yeah, no, Koree showed up in my life with her the same year my pops died. And yeah, he was a father figure to a lot of us. Yeah, anything that we needed. I remember breaking down in Colombia, him coming up after work, come get me, save me from that. Anytime anything went wrong with the car, anybody will figure it out. Sure as shit, we'll figure it out. The only person I know that was more of a smart ass than I am, definitely Bart.
Wait till you get to know me.
I'm looking forward to it because you remind me so much. It's fucking scary. It is really scary. I remember when Cody, we used to play PlayStation back in Pritchardville before you moved out. Like, long time. 21 years ago? Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
We all feel old.
I'm the oldest one out of the kids, so like, yeah. No, shit.
I'm the baby.
That would have been his 22, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 22 years, right? He is
Yeah.
not staying here. I think the
Yeah.
last time I saw you, I was 19 years old. A lot of
Playing
22 years.
Dynasty Wars or whatever it was on PlayStation way back then. But yeah, Koree was a great dude and did anything for everybody at any point in time. And I remember that big ass wolf truck too, because that was, yeah, we drove that all over the place. Woo! Anyway, but yes, I'm going to miss him dearly, and I hope to actually get to stay in touch with you people at some point.
I remember when me and Papa were laying in the bed together. He said his back was really hurting, and I went to tell Mom. And we noticed he had back problems really bad. He didn't deal with it or anything. And I wanted him to, but he never did.
Love everybody here. I just, because nobody in his after time knew.
I'm
You're being recorded. Okay. Nobody's mentioned anything about Koree in his younger life in the midst of all this. Koree was a pool player. Koree was a great pool player, okay? I want everybody to remember that. Koree was she's got his pool set. I got the picture.
You will also have the trophies later.
FYI, oh, I do have the trophies. But this would be the pool picture.
For you.
Oh, I'd love that. But this is a pool picture of us going to Vegas. We won. We went to Vegas. Because Koree was our anchor. Mark, you want to share the story about our anchor?
I found the
Just saying. Would you like to come up and speak a little bit about our anchor when we went to Vegas?
Cuba, there's a lot more to the world than that, but We went to Vegas. I think we won our first match, lost the second match. He thought we were out of it. But then it was
Double elimination.
double elimination.
We weren't out.
So we weren't out. But we had to play our butts back all the way through the losers bracket to get to ninth in the nation. But in order to do that, I became the anchor.
I was captain.
She was captain, yes. Koree helped us by far getting there, and
Absolutely.
magical and that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden we lost that second match, but we were still in it for
All right, come on now.
2 more days. 2 more days.
done.
And I found Koree in the Texas Hold'em box in the Riviera. Like, Koree, what are you doing? We're playing pool, man. We're playing 4 matches a day. We're starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're not finished until 2 a.m. So anyway, he finally shows up for the next match. And then there was a situation that went on that they thought we were sandbagging, and this little girl about this tall threw a pitcher of beer on a guy this tall that was on our team.
All right.
Anyway.
You're going into too much of the story.
All right,
This is about
so,
Koree.
Anyway, I know, it's about Koree. But
Koree.
But the thing was Koree was right there, and then those people showed up to heckle us through that final match. And Koree kind of lost his shit.
We lost the shit. We all know he can do.
And
We got heckled. He was not happy.
heckled. But yes.
Heckled, but he was not happy
Yes.
after that. So.
Anyway, so that was kind of the end of our pool match in 2006 in Vegas. But anyway, we played like
It was fun.
12 games and ended up ninth in the nation with his help, her strategy, and good work. Anyway, but there's a lot more stories about Koree.
Yes. So, just something really quick about not going on like he did. Okay. Koree lived with me for a while. And one thing that my kids remember over and over again is that Koree would take, how did they put this? He would take his big wolf truck to the dome with pizza boxes strapped down. This is what my kids remember that. Okay. I will let you know. Okay. He was also a protector. He was a major protector. When I'm bringing his own gun to our house at a moment of time. Any other questions as kids? Growing up growing up through divorce. He was there for me all the time. I'd show up drunk, and he'd be pulling me in the house going, well, it's okay, it's okay. I mean, Koree was probably the best friend that anybody that knew him ever had. Because I don't know anybody that he had that was a friend that wasn't his best friend. He would do not anything for anybody. I mean, you just asked, and he was like there. And again, I just want to make sure I brought out the friendship, I brought out the loyalty, and I also brought out his pool time with us because he was famous for it.
I figured it out.
And this was things that were not going to be brought out from the kids because kids didn't even know about it. Or maybe they knew about it,
But they weren't there.
weren't thinking about it, or weren't there.
We knew about it because he
In
went us
the
in the
bars.
bars when we were too young to be there.
Bragger. But he didn't see it. I saw it. I experienced it. And I want to tell you how truly awesome that man was. Okay? I love you. And you, sir. I'm happy you found to remember who I am. This man literally came to my house for like 2 summers in a row and swam in my pool when I lived in Bridgeville with his dad when he lived with me. He was awesome then. He's awesome now. And yeah, I can't wait to figure you out. You learn.
You already been described.
Well, I'm sorry for it. There it is. Thank you, everybody. That's all I got to say.
I just wanted to say you'll be missed.
he had a family on this side also. Okay, so these guys, throughout the NAPA system, they're not part of our life every day, but Koree had a family and knew a lot of people. So, thank you, Koree. Appreciate the help and the service you gave us.
Amen. And thank you.
I guess there's some things that's been made a little light of about how intelligent Corey was. Anytime I couldn't figure out something, he and I would work together to find the answer to the problem. And when you work on boats, the problems can be so in depth that I don't know. Has anybody ever worked on Lucas systems? Corey would find the part. It didn't matter where it was. If it was in Germany or if it was in Australia, he would find that part for me. And just a little short thing, because Chris couldn't be here tonight. I talked to Chris this morning at Napa, and he gave me a little quick story that he would go in every morning, unlock the door, go in, talk to the bird, come around the counter and say, "Hello, Colonel." Chris always called me the bird.
Alice Spot.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jessie. I am another one of Corey's adopted kids. I first met this crew when I was about 16 years old, and let's just say growing up on Hilton Head was not the best situation that I was in, but I got adopted by the best friends you could ever have in your life. Needless to say, I'm still the youngest of the bunch, so that says a lot about how I've grown up. I love you, sorry. I know. I know, it's cool. Anyways, I have had a really hard life, but it was not as hard as it could have been because of Corey and Christina and Tabitha and Tabby and Jonathan and Nate and everyone kind of stepped up and took me in. They are the siblings that I didn't know I wanted or needed, and now I can't imagine my life without them. Because of them and Corey, I am now, oh God, I'm shaking.
You do great.
I am now a mom to an amazing 6-year-old who calls Corey Papa. He loved him more than life itself. We would FaceTime, we would video chat. I would call him at work just to see what he was doing. Or if my car broke down, I would start crying, and eventually he would find me. Because I know nothing. I will own up to that. I know nothing about cars or how they work. I know how to break them. So there's that.
Just like you.
I got hurt at work one time as a manager at Wild Wings, and life is very
You sound just like
crazy.
him.
Oh,
Anything
oh, okay. Hey. All right.
We're all straight here.
Cool. I like that. I got it right now. So I got hurt at work one day at Wild Wings Cafe. I was a manager and running circles, kind of like a raccoon on steroids. I don't know how else to describe it besides that. You're like a chicken. Yeah, you're like a chicken with your head cut off, running around, making sure everything is going fine in all directions, and somehow managing to breathe and pee without somebody walking in. It's great. It's kind of like parenting too, now that I think about it. Exactly. I will never be alone ever again. And so after I got hurt, the very next day, I came over to the house, and I was getting crutches out of the car, walking up with Liam because I had PT that day for physical therapy, and they were watching Liam for me so that I could go. And Corey looked at me and said, "Girl, what the hell did you do?" And in typical dad status, not only did he come to the car to help me get out of it without falling again, he gave me his chair in the front yard to sit on, which everyone knows that chair at the front by the door, that's his. You don't sit in that chair, that is his chair. I was the only one to actually get the privilege of sitting in that chair because I showed up on crutches. And he would never let me live it down that he gave up his chair for me. So if that does not describe our relationship, I really don't know what else does. He is the man of all dads that you could possibly want in your life. He's the strongest man I've ever known. He would work until literally he broke. He was, hold on. I grew up in an abusive family, and Koree's the reason why I got out. Because of everybody in this room, I was able to get out and have the life that I do now. And I wouldn't have it without you guys, or him.
Love you.
Sorry. Here, the day of Koree's heart surgery, there was no way,
Oh God, no.
no way I could possibly drive to Charleston.
She was not allowed.
She
I don't know
forced
how-
her husband to take off work to watch their son,
He didn't have a choice.
and took me to Charleston and stayed with me all day.
And night, we were there forever.
Yeah, we got home, about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I slept in the driveway for like a good 20 minutes.
She also forced me to eat, because if I didn't, I probably would have passed in the
Yep.
hospital.
We got Starbucks and coffee in the morning twice.
And Mexican food.
Yeah, we went to Mexican for lunch, like La Haciendas, their queso. Oh yeah. She was not allowed to do anything. I wouldn't let her.
That's family, baby, that's family.
Yeah. That's who Koree was to us. He created this family, and we're gonna miss him.
Most of you guys may not know me, I'm Tracy Todd.
Yeah,
That's the Hardware Store.
Tracy.
All right. I want to say thank you for holding my phone, Anthony. So before our close for today, I want to follow, so bear with me, because I want to follow this that I wrote on my phone. I wanted to take a minute to honor who our father was, who he was as a whole person. He wasn't perfect, a lot of us aren't. And I think that everyone already experienced him in many different ways. Some moments were good, some moments were tough, and most of them made him feel real, all of those experiences. And at the end of the day, he lived his life, his full life, in his own way, through his own struggles, his own growth, his own journey, all the way to the end of his last day. And that was what mattered. He had strength, he had a sense of independence, he had his own way, and he had his own sense of loyalty. He maybe didn't always show up in the way that we expected or the way we needed, but he always showed up in the way he knew how. With his flaws, he still was always real of who he was. He was still, there was still effort, there was still meaning, there was still some part of him that cared for all of us in his own way. So right now, I don't want to just remember the tough moments. I want to remember everything. The lessons, the memories, the moments with us. Because those are going to disappear. And those will live through us. Through our memories, through our stories that we carry on forward with us. I also wanted to say thank you for everyone here, family, friends, loved ones, for coming here today to honor him, to honor Dad. Your presence means more than words can express. You showed love, support, and respect, not just for him, but for all of us as a family. What I want to leave with here today is hopefully that we can remember him. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was a real one. Someone who lived life, who experienced his life in his own way. Someone who, in the end, we'll never forget. Before we close, I want to ask you to do something together. So that I need your full attention, please, for this, everyone. I want the kids to join too. And the seniors, come on. Okay. Okay, so I want you all to do this together, but before I continue the story, let me explain to Avery something really quickly before I continue my story. Say, Corey's going to take a video of this. So everyone, I want you to do this with your hands. I want you to copy me, okay? First, I want you to take your right hand and raise it up. Make a fist. Now take your thumb and put it out to the side. Put your pinky finger up. And point your finger so it's facing towards the sky. You should be making the I love you sign. And now what I want you to do is I want you to raise your hand high up in the air. And I want you to stay just like that. Stay where you're at. Sit for about 5 seconds. So wait about 5 seconds. It's got a timer.
Go.
Thank you.
Let's see the picture.
So that sign that you just did, that I love you sign, that is so we can show the love to our Father.
Hey, Billy.